Morning. So what we got today? Well, on to the 1964 International Travelette Crew Cab C1100. I think that's all of the things. Picked this up a week or two ago in Ohio. Couldn't pass it up. I mean, look at that thing. She's rusty, crusty, but she's mine. So this one is a two-wheel drive, and I think there's a way they number these that kind of, will let you know that, but I'm not sure what all numbers that is. Anyway, this one's two-wheel drive, very rusty. Had a bunch of body work done, so I'll bring you in a little bit closer here and take a look at this in just a second. But this one has the bonus load, I think what they call the fleet side bed, and obviously the crew cab. But I love the way these trucks look. So like I said, I just couldn't pass it up. You don't see a lot of them for sale. I mean, they come up for sale, but you don't see them all the time. And this one needs lots of rust repair, so we'll eventually dive into that. But yeah, let me bring you in here a little bit closer and take a look at this thing. So you can see there's plenty of bondo. I'm sure there's just a little bit of rust hiding behind that. So we got some patching up here that looks to match this patching. Looks like Kyle from over at Carter Auto Restyling may have worked on this before. That good quality work there. Obviously, I'm joking. I don't know if you've watched any of his videos, but really good at this rust repair and kind of showing you how to do a lot of this stuff. So yeah, I'll probably reference one or two of his videos if I ever get started into any of this body work, but I'm sure this is not the way he does it. Same down here on the door. Yeah, not really sure. I guess that's a way somebody does that. But the rockers look good. I'm not sure if those have been repaired, but none of this stuff looks too awful bad. I don't know if it got some, damage from a wreck or just rust. To me, it looks like a lot of rust. Like I say, there's the bonus load bed. I think it's what they call those when they're the fleet side, which I really like the look of them. Some more bondo back here. And I guess this one was just hiding the rust. Someone done just a quick, I guess, skim coat over everything and smoothed her up and painted it back in the day. I'm not really sure when this was, but looks like a seam right there, and I don't know if there's a seam in the bed or if they've just put a piece of sheet metal like they did the doors and a couple of rivets to hold it on, and that's probably what they did, and then just skim coated it and sanded it. So I really can't tell how rusty all of this is. I've looked under it and around and in, but it's rusty. So you can see here the bed mounts. That's supporting a lot of weight. So there's a little bit of rust in the bed floor. Not sure what they've coated this with, but fiberglass. I don't know. That's what it feels like. Huh. Air cleaner got a little bit of rust. Sure that seals up real good. So that tells me there's probably a little bit of a fueling issue. It's like an inline fuel pump. Got me a race fuel cell, so it probably goes really fast. There's some more patching in the bed. Just a little bit of bondo. See if we can, yeah. See, there's a, kind of what I thought. There's a rivet hiding right there, so they've seamed that off. And looks like their patch is, got a little bit of rust in the patch too. Plenty of bondo over here. Like I say, I'm not sure what's hiding behind it, but we will find out one day. The back doors seem okay. I don't know, it might be full of bondo as well, but I don't know. Cab corners, it all seems okay. Like I say, look, those rockers look fine. Like I don't even hardly see any rust on the rockers, but everything else got a little bit of it. There's a big old chunk of bondo. So I don't know if it's, I don't know what's caused this. Maybe salt, I don't know. You'd think it kind of got into the rockers, but see another rivet. Now somebody's patched that. I don't know if that's some kind of seam sealer or what, but the roof looked okay, couldn't really tell. I mean, there's the usual silicone around the drip rails, so I'm sure that didn't do any damage. I see a lot of rust on these leading edge of the fenders for some reason. I guess water and stuff slings up in there from the wheel maybe, or from the tire. Yeah, a little spot back up in there. The grill's got the same bondo treatment as the rest of the truck. So obviously this isn't the original color. It's kind of close. This is more green than blue. This was more blue, I think. You'll see when I open the doors up. I think that's the original color inside the door jambs. Yeah, so 2-wheel drive. Wish it was 4-wheel drive. Maybe it'll be a 4-wheel drive one day. Yeah, probably what I was gonna do with it. If I'm not mistaken, I can see inside the cab right there. So probably needs some floorboard patching. Looks like a little rust on the top of the door. Now I'll show you the inside here in just a second, but be warned, there is a slight smell. Now I have opened this up, looked inside. I'm not even sitting in the seat yet, but the door's open, a little tight, a little rusty. Probably need some WD on those, but I'll tell you right now, she's a little rough on the inside when it comes to the nostrils here. So best I can describe it is probably what Derek smells when he's not doing anything vehicle related. I'd say that smells just burnt in his nose from all those old smelly cars. That I think this is a culmination of all those smells that's in his nose is what's in here. So it's pretty rough. I'm gonna let this iron out probably today. I've had it a couple weeks here. I've not done anything with it yet, but she's a little rough. Take it in here and show you. Whew. Okay. That smells, it's a little rough. Obviously, there's a little rust in the floorboards. Into the door hinge, so hopefully that's a super simple fix. There's some kind of speakers on the dash. Those look kind of old and retro to me, so I don't know that these trucks came with the stereo or not. Obviously it didn't come with the cassette player, but maybe it had speakers as an option, I don't know. But the dash looks pretty good. I'm not sure what's dead in here, but every time I look at here, there's flies on the inside of the windows. It's got the headliner in it still. Oh. Whew. I'm having a hard time standing this close. Anyway, got 3 pedals and an automatic shifter, so wonder what that means. So I think it's a 3-speed on the column. I don't know if these was a 3-speed or a 4-speed. No idea. But either way, she's a standard shift. So no AC. Got a big old heater box over in the floor with a vent on it. I gotta get down away from this thing. She's smelly. So looks like yeah, a little bit of rust on the floor. Somebody's done some quality repairs there, so looks like Puddin over at Puddin's Fab Shop's probably worked on this a little bit. Looks like one of his floorboards. Hey Puddin, what do I need to do to fix this? So plenty of rust under the dash. It will have to be addressed at some point. Don't worry about that. It's just a little bit of rust. So I'm not lying when I tell you she's got a smell. But probably the same treatment in the back floorboards as well. Whew. So somebody's recovered the seats in what looks to be burlap. Not sure if that's where some of that smell's coming from, but dang. I don't know, it's a little rough. Okay. It's a beautiful truck, but I'm telling you, the smell's a little rough. It's hard to get over the smell. Okay, so I moved just a little bit away from the truck so I can kind of talk to you about it a little bit, just so we don't catch some of the smell. So anyway, the International Travelette, I believe what I've read is the first crew cab pickup truck. I don't know, you guys know? Seems like I've seen that somewhere, so that's pretty cool. But again, some of these were offered with a step side. This is the, I think they call it bonus load. I think that's the right term for it. Fleet side bed, which I like. You know, it don't, kind of looks like it don't go on the truck, but it does. I don't know, I like it. But we'll probably dig in here and see if we can't get this thing started. It's got, I believe it's a 304 International V8, and like I said, I'm not sure if it's a 3 or 4 speed on the column. And yeah, see if we can't get this thing running the way it is, but I'm going to let it air out for a little while and pull some of the stuff out of this thing, because I'm telling you, you don't want to be inside that truck for any length of time. It's got a waft to it. So plan is right now, probably get it off the trailer, may spray it off, then get it off the trailer, I'm not sure. Just knock some of the crud off of it, see if some of the paint flies off of it. And then we'll see if we can't get this thing fired up and see how she runs, because like I say, it's got a 304 and hopefully it runs. People I bought it off of, super nice, super helpful. You know, talked to me a little bit about the truck. It had been sitting for a little while, but apparently they had drove it a year or two back, and it died, and it's not started since. So not sure what happened, if it's a fueling issue or if something else going on, maybe electrical, but we'll dive deeper into that a little later on. I just kind of wanted to give you a once over of the truck here, kind of see what's going on. But yeah, I love it, and it's mine. Going to be a project, obviously, but you know, we'll see how that goes as we tear into it. You know, I like the Internationals. Got the Loadstar, had a couple other Internationals, so I'm starting to rack up on the Internationals. But same cab as the Loadstar, roughly. Now, I don't know, some of you guys might know this, I don't know, but looking at the cab on these trucks versus the Loadstar's got more of the high top. Now, you see a lot of crew cab Loadstars now that people's building, but I think a lot of them takes these cabs and, you know, puts them on a Loadstar. So, did the original Loadstar crew cab have that high top, or were they all this cab? I don't know. Can somebody tell me that? I've not really found any answers on that yet, but I feel like the Loadstar should have that high top cab in a crew cab, but I don't know. Maybe it was just lower cab as well. But either way, they look good. I like them, but I like that high top on the Loadstar, and I think that would look good on a crew cab if they made them like that. I don't even remember. I've seen a couple old Loadstars. I seen a Loadstar years ago that was an original crew cab Loadstar, but I don't remember how the top looked. I don't remember if it was the high top. But, you know, I don't know if that's kind of common. I'm sure people's noticed that, but I don't know if that's a thing or not. But anyway, I'm gonna leave this truck as a pickup truck. It's gonna have the original 64 front end on it, not a Loadstar front end. And I'll probably do 4-wheel drive. So I don't know if I'll convert this to a 4-wheel drive. Like I said, it's pretty rusty. We'll look at that versus a chassis swap. So more than likely be a chassis swap. But first we'll fix a lot of the rust and, you know, kind of have it somewhat decent shape before we dive into that. But I don't know, what do you guys recommend as a good chassis swap? So I've seen a lot of Super Duties, a lot of Cummins chassis. I'm not sure what engine it'll be yet. I kind of keep going back and forth on that, but I'm thinking a 3/4 or 1-ton single wheel chassis. Well, you know, solid axles, 8 lug, you know, heavy duty chassis. But you know, I don't know about engine yet, you know. Should it be a Power Stroke? Should it be a Cummins? And I don't really want to dive into a big heavy diesel, but you know, I'm not opposed to it. Especially since it's already got a clutch pedal, so it'd be nice to have a standard shift in it. Yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. We'll try to come up with some ideas for this thing together, and you know, eventually get this thing built out the way we want it. So, yeah. So we got the performance quad tips here. So somebody has put an exhaust on this thing. You can see it. Dang. Caught a whiff of it again. So I got the quad tips on both sides. Loaded it on the trailer and took off, and the exhaust fell down, so probably needs a little bit of welding. A little bit of patching on the inside of the hood. Looks like a hydraulic clutch. I guess that big old thing's a fuel filter. Here's another fuel pump. Two-barrel Holly. I guess that's probably factory on these. So she's aired out for a few minutes, and it's not really helped. So not sure how many days that would take, but like I said, I'll probably pull some stuff out of this thing, see if we can't get rid of some of that smell, because I just don't know if I can stand working on it and it smelling like that. So yeah, like I said, I'm gonna spray this thing off and see if we can find the original color. Here, I'll show you the original color here. I'm assuming that's the original color. You can see the transition right there from what they've sprayed. Or I don't know which one is. Guess it's more this teal, you know. So I've seen those these trucks that color. Here you can see maybe right here. Dang. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be much of the original color left once I spray it off and chip away a little bit of the bondo and look at some of the riveted on patches that they got. But not complaining, you know, just not sure what I was hiding under the bondo and the rivets. So I've been chipping away at the filler. You can see their seam here. They've just riveted on a piece of sheet metal and then coated everything with body filler. I'm not sure what's happened here, but I feel like the bottom of this door is probably just rusted out. But why wouldn't you just replace the door? I don't know. It seemed like a lot of time to put into filling and sanding, but maybe it was cheaper and easier. The back doors seem like they're all metal, but now this rocker isn't rusted, but are these galvanized rockers on these things? That looks galvanized, and it looks pretty good. Some filler here in the Look at that, they've just skimmed right over top of the regular paint, looks like. So it's probably rusted out. You can see I peeled a bunch off here. It's starting to get pretty thick. But I mean, look at this. You know, they filled that in. I'm not sure why. Same back here, all this, they just riveted on some sheet metal. You can see this panel just riveted right over top. And then they body filled all over. There might be some filler in the corners, but not as bad as the rest, I don't think. But now, these rockers are good, but that looks galvanized. Look at this. Do they make galvanized rockers on these things? That's crazy. I don't know. But that looks factory. This piece here, this here, seems like it's the same material. The back doors look, I don't know, they look all right. Now the fronts, I guess they rusted out and they've patched them and slathered on the bondo, because I mean, that's, look at this. Look at that there. I mean, that's getting pretty darn thick. So they've done a lot of bondoing on this and the other door. You can see they've done it up here too. This glass is looking pretty rough. And this is the other crack in the back. Looks like something's hit it right there. I don't know if that broke it or not, but I think these are easy enough to replace for their flat glass. I'm not sure. Yeah. Got a bit of rust. I'm curious to see what's under the floor mats. I think it might be worth it to get a couple of new doors for the front. All this is rotting out, so it's going to have to be some repair made there, but they've laid metal in for the floor, so I'm sure there's quite a few chunks going out of there. Kind of crazy how good the rockers look on it, and as rusty as the doors are. Phew, God, that thing stinks. Some rust right here in the front, but not bad at all, actually. It's oddly the best part of the truck, seems like. I mean, look at these corners back here. I don't know how much the light's blinding you, but this side looks good too. You gotta keep the quad tips out of the ground. I wonder if that's where some of the smell's coming from. It is not smelling any better. Hey there, little fella. Now I really can't measure from hub to hub because of the body, but you can't line it up just between on the ground. That's me eyeballing it the best I can. Look, just a touch over 141. Maybe 141 and a half. Well, I wasn't quite expecting that when I popped the smoothie hubcap off of there. Got some green wagon wheels. Huh. Not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I think I like them better than the rallies on the front, but I don't know. Let's see what's under the other side. Samesies. Alright, so looked like about 141 and a half inches on the wheelbase. Do you guys know what trucks has that same wheelbase? Maybe there's something that'll just line right up and not have to do no frame cutting. So there it is without the smoothies on it. Kind of hard to see for the sun glare, but I don't know. Neither wheel's my favorite, really. I think a set of Steelies and with or without some center caps, hubcap center caps would look the best. Yeah, if anybody knows what chassis would kind of work on this thing, let me know. See if we can't find something that'll just squeeze under there. All right, so we didn't get quite as far as we wanted to on this little journey here with the Crew Cab International, but quite a bit more to come on this. So this is a project I want to get going. Still got the Loadstar in the background, obviously. That's coming up too. Got some stuff going on that, but we'll try to get this thing started in the next video. See what's what there and what it'll do. But yeah, I want to get that going. Start looking at some chassis and see what might work underneath this thing. Thought about converting it to a four-wheel drive with the factory frame. Would have to find a divorce transfer case, front axle, rear axle that's going to match in gear ratio and width, I guess, because that rear end pinion seal's leaking, looks like. I'm not sure, you know, maybe it's good, maybe it's not, but probably cheaper, and I mean, I ain't gonna say easier, but maybe money ahead, just doing a chassis swap, something that's gonna kind of have everything we need, better brakes and everything. So we'll look into all that though a little later. But yeah, this is as far as we made it on this video. Got us a good intro here, kind of see what we got to work with, and got any tips, tricks, suggestions, let me know in the comments. Yeah, probably, like I say, get started off getting this thing running, if it will, in the next video. If not, be looking at power plants and running gear for this thing. So anyway, let's get out here and go on something else.